Welcome back to the virtual 68th Annual Florida Folk Festival. The Cross Creek Cloggers is an Appalachian-style clogging group based in Gainesville. The group was formed in 1977 and has danced at the Florida Folk Festival every year since then during their 40-plus year history. The group preserves the Appalachian style of individual clogging as well as performing choreographed routines. St. Pete shanties sing the Florida songs that sailors, fishermen, and dock workers sang, primarily during the Age of Sail, when billowing sails carried people and cargo around the globe and whalers sailed the oceans in search of riches from the sea. They celebrate their home state's maritime history with traditionals and some newer pieces.
All gone for beer and tobacco, fires spent all content on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean we must wander.
Oh, where is me hat, me noggy hat?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
Well, the brim is worn out and the crown is kicked about, and me hair is looking out for better weather.
And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. And it's with long and gin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean we must wander.
Oh, where is me shirt, me noggy shirt?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
Well, the sleeves are worn out and the collar's kicked about, and me tail is looking out for better weather.
And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. Well, it's been calling gin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean we must wander.
Oh, where are me boots, me noggy boots?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
Well, the soles are worn out and the heels are kicked about, and me toes is looking out for better weather.
And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. I spent all my gin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean I must wander.
Oh, where are me pants, me noggy pants?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
Well, the cuffs are worn out and the fly is kicked about, and me arse is looking out for better weather.
And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. I spent all my gin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean I must wander.
Where is me winch, me noggy winch?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
Well, her rigging's all worn out, and her bow been knocked about, and her stern is looking out for better weather.
And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. I spent all my gin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean we must wander.
I'm sick and stony broke and parted from me smoke, and the sky is looking blacker than the thunder.
And the camera cheap for two, for I haven't got a shoe. That's the way you treat it when you're out and honor. And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. I spent all my gin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean we must wander.
I'm sick to me head, and I haven't been to bed since first we went ashore with all me plunder.
I see stepping beads and snakes, and they're full of pains and aches. And I guess we better push off over yonder. And it's all farmy grog, be jolly, jolly grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. I spent all the tin on the lassie's drinking gin. Now across the western ocean we must wander.
Wayne and Jane, the storytelling Sims, are humorists, historians, and charming tandem tellers who entertain with tales drawn from tradition, legend, lore, literature, and life.
Us fellows are accustomed to doing things in our way with our clothes, especially. Younger guys may not know that, those that have only been around the block one time. Jane and I are both recycled. This is not our first time to be married. And those guys that have the first entry into the world of marriage wouldn't appreciate this like those of us who've been around more than one time. Don't laugh now because it's true. We have our own little SOP as to what's going on with our clothes, and our wives all have a different idea.
SOP.
It's
SOP.
not even SOP, it's worse than that. The ladies have it. For example, you see this spot on my shirt? I don't either. I don't either. Jane, she would see it when I got out of the car across the street at midnight with my jacket on. I mean, it's just unbelievable the way that goes, but they have their own concept of what you should be like. You know, how many times have you heard this? Don't you put that on again till you put it in the dirty clothes. You know? Where in the world has that been? I need to get that washed. When are you going to send them pants to the cleaners? They're rump sprung.
Ladies, I will speak to the ladies. It's all part of our obligation to make them be the best they can be, right? It's like if you have a piece of coal and you work on it enough, you're going to turn it into a diamond. So it is with husbands.
Now let me tell you
You
something.
work on them enough and do the best you can.
A couple of weeks ago on a Saturday night, we're going out to have a nice dinner. Now, of course, you need to understand if you're newly married that you need to date them even after you catch them. So we were going out to have dinner. One of our favorite restaurants in town, a delightful place to have dinner and enjoy the evening, and we were all set to enjoy it. You know, it was one of those places, upscale, had a tablecloth and cloth napkins in it. The kind of place that you really want to go, high class. And we're sitting there, and I do something very, very ordinary, not unusual at all. I reach in my pocket, take out my handkerchief to clean my glasses.
I don't think I heard him mention that just about that time, this long-legged blonde in a short black dress walked through the front door.
Has no bearing on the fact that I was cleaning my glasses. Now, yeah, what is the point? now let me tell you something. You know, you're out on a Saturday night. You're in a nice restaurant. You've got your food already ordered. There's the nice garlic bread on the table in front of you, and a beautiful little crisp salad, a bottle of nice white wine sitting there. You're ready to really enjoy yourself. And that's when I proceeded to clean my glasses. Now, there's one thing I probably need to tell you that you don't know and you have no reason to know. I keep my handkerchief in my right rear pocket. And I carry it very neatly folded up into a little square, very smooth, and keep it in that pocket at all times. That's just the way I do it. I keep that way because my mama once told me,
Son, now listen to me. You always want to fold up your hanky nice and neat, put it in your back pocket. You never know who might be watching you, and you sure don't want anybody to get the idea that you got a growth or something growing on your behind.
So that's what I do. I went ahead and that's what I did about cleaning my glasses and getting them taken care of. And I'm in very good condition with that. And everything is going along. I can hardly understand what's going on with the music back here. I tell you. But I'm getting to that point that everything is getting in good shape, and I'm ready to enjoy a delightful evening. And I'm folding my handkerchief back up to put back in my pocket. And I look across the table, and Jane has a very quizzical look on her face. It's something that we've all seen, and we all are aware is there. Most of us would not go about addressing it. But nevertheless, she's watching me intently put that handkerchief together and back in my pocket. I have to tell you this, fellas. As I'm doing that, it dawns on me But she has got that intent look in her face, as if she wants to tell me something. And it didn't take her long to do it.
Well, you know how it is when you've known somebody a long time, and you think you know everything about them. And then all of a sudden something happens that makes you realize you don't.
As I said, I'm sitting there and I've got this impression that there's something. Now then, at this point, I ask a question. And gentlemen, it's a question that every civilized man who has a brain in his head, who's been down the road 1 mile or not, whatever he's done, he knows better than to ask. But in a moment of weak-kneed unbelievability, it popped out of me. I said, honey, is there anything you want to tell me, dear?
I took my cloth napkin, wiped my lips off, folded it up, placed it daintily beside my plate, looked him straight in the eye, and said, all these years, when I've been preparing your clothes for the dry cleaner or the laundry, and I took the square folded hanky out of the back pocket of your trousers, I thought you weren't using them. So I put them back in the drawer.
It wouldn't matter to me where he came from. I'm happy for this place we call home. And I'm out of my mind, knowing that you're mine. You're my sweet Florida sunshine. Like everybody else, we've had our share of trouble. Like everybody else, we've had our share of pain. But like a ball of twine, it's easy to unwind with my sweet Florida sunshine. I got Florida sunshine no matter where I go, from Miami or to Boise, Idaho. I've been all around this country when the weather wasn't being too kind. With you sitting by my side, I got sunshine all the time. Yeah, little Miss Speckled Perch, you amaze me. Yeah, little Miss Speckled Perch, you're the one. Yeah, 9 times out of 9, each and every time, you're my sweet Florida sunshine. We met out west and moved down south and married. Yeah, we met out west and we tied the knot home. We went seeking a warmer climb to states south of Carolina. You're my sweet Florida sunshine. I got Florida sunshine no matter where I go, from Miami or to Boise, Idaho. I've been all around this country when the weather wasn't being too kind. With you sitting by my side, I got sunshine all the time. Well, I guess the best is still yet to happen. Yeah, I guess the best is still yet to come. And I'm glad that you're inclined to be my Valentine. You're my sweet Florida sunshine. You're my sweet Florida sunshine.
The Green Grass Revival formed in 1974 in St. Petersburg and became an instant bluegrass band, still going strong after all these years. Using bluegrass instruments to play original Florida folk music, as well as bluegrass standards, GGR has become a legacy Florida folk act, having performed in Europe, on Grand Cayman Island, and all across the Southeast. This is a 2019 performance of the band's oldest song, the old Poindexter Band tune Carolina, featuring Kristen Holloway, Pete Gallagher, T.C. Carr, Sandra Jemison, Foster Barnes, Jack Piccolo, Mike Godwin, Jay Robert, and Barbara Smith.
I'm just sitting on my sleeping bag this morning, while the white oak leaves are falling on the road. It's the back roads lead down the trail ride, just to carry this poor lonely boy back home. Carolina, Carolina, I'm out here on the back road heading home. All right, Jack. I bet Mama's in the kitchen cooking something, with potatoes and fried chicken on the stove. I sure hope she got that letter that I wrote, saying this hungry boy's coming home. Carolina, Carolina, I'm out here on your back roads heading home. All right, Barbara. Should've just said fiddle. Yeah. Does she still take a walk on Sunday evening by the clover fields where she and I lay? Does she still wander over secret places where she gave her heart and soul to me? Carolina, Carolina, I'm out here on the back roads heading home. Yeah. All right, Mike.
And the wolf, he will be tamed, and the lion shall lay down by the lamb. Oh, Well, peace from the wild, woo, shall be led, little child, and I'll be changed from the that I am. There'll be no headache, heartache, a misunderstanding, no confusion, trouble won't be. Oh no, no time to defy. Just one healing smile. There will be peace, peace and contentment for me. There will be peace in the valley for me. Someday there will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sorrow, no sadness. Our trouble will there be. There will be peace, peace in the valley for me.
I had to confirm with a stranger. Like I said, the festival is run on volunteers. And so if you can't find people, to help you out, then you're in a pinch. So normally this is one of my favorite stories, and it has a fiddler in it. And I see a fellow with a guitar, but, I don't see anybody with a fiddle. So, oh my gosh! Wow, you never know what's going to happen at the Florida Folklife Festival, do you? How about that? Well, I get to tell my favorite story. This is called The Dancing Skeleton. And it's an American folk tale from the 1940s. Well, I have to start off sadly to tell you that Aaron Kelly was dead. He died. And really, nobody cares. Aaron Kelly had been so mean and so ornery in his life that folks were just glad to see him go. Even his widow, she never shed a tear. She just bought a coffin, she put Aaron in it, and she said, "Goodbye, Aaron Kelly, and good riddance." But something happened that night. Aaron Kelly got up out of his grave and he walked home. He walked right through the front door. His widow was just sitting in the parlor thinking, "Oh, how peaceful and quiet it is without Aaron around." When he walked in, "Woman, what's all this? You look like somebody died. You're all dressed in black." "Somebody did die, Aaron Kelly. Now get back in that grave where you belong." "Woman, I don't feel dead, and if I don't feel dead, I ain't dead. Mean and ornery was he. Well, the widow didn't know what to do, because if he didn't get back in the coffin, she couldn't collect the life insurance. If she didn't collect the life insurance, she couldn't pay for the coffin, and the undertaker would surely take it away, and then Aaron would never get back in his grave. Well, as for old Aaron, he didn't care. He just sat there creaking and a-crocking and a-grinning. And pretty soon, old Aaron dried up into a skeleton. The widow just sat in shock, and the clock ticked, and Aaron rocked. Well, something changed. That night, there was a knock at the door. The best fiddler in town had heard that pretty widow woman was available, and he thought about marrying her himself. So he came in and sat cozy-like by the widow on a bench. And old Aaron sat across from him, just a creaking and a crocking and a grinning. But even Aaron got bored. Fiddler, I tell you what, I feel like dancing. How about playing us a tune? And so the fiddler called that fiddle and played a tune. Old Aaron cracked his knuckles, he stretched himself, he shook himself, and he began to dance. Woo! With toe bones tapping, knee bones flapping, round and round, he danced like a fool. With his finger bones snapping, arm bones flapping. Woo-wee! How that dead man could dance. Well, as the music grew wilder and faster, the fiddler yelled to the wife, Hey, he's falling so far, he's falling apart. Well, said the widow, play faster. Well, the fiddler played a tune that made the bedbugs hop, the popcorn pop, and the rocks get up and dance. Old Aaron's bones started flopping, and pretty soon it was just a big old mound on the floor. And on top of that big old pile of bones was his skull and his great big yellow teeth. And he said, "Ooh, wee, aren't we having fun?" Well, this was all too much for the fiddler. He threw that fiddle over his shoulder and he said, "Woman, I'm out of here." And he was. Well, the widow, she picked up the bones and put them in her apron. And she carried them quietly to the coffin and put them in and mixed them all up and slammed the lid. And Aaron Kelly never got out again. But folks say if you walked by there on a still summer night, you'll hear finger bones a snapping, toe bones a tapping. They say Aaron Kelly is dancing in his grave. And as for the widow and the fiddler, did they ever get together again? No. Aaron Kelly made dead sure of that. Woo! Woo! Tell that to our fiddler.
I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you. I'll be glad
First, I'll measure the sugar, and you use 3 cups of sugar.
Ruby Shaw grew up learning family recipes and cooking techniques in White Springs, Florida, and she has shared her food at the Florida Folk Festival since 1953. In 1957, she prepared the food for the groundbreaking ceremony of the Stephen Foster Memorial Carillon. Her knowledge of traditional Southern and North Florida dishes includes chicken pilau, crackling cornbread, mustard and turnip greens, biscuits, and blueberry cobbler, but she is best known for her award-winning peanut brittle. In the spring of 2014, she received the inaugural Legends and Legacies Lifetime Achievement Award for her contributions to the Florida Folk Festival. Her dedication to sharing her extensive knowledge of local foodways and traditional culture has enriched not only the community of White Springs, but the entire state of Florida.
Be first.
Good. Thank you, my dance partner right here. Thank you.
For the past 30 years, nationally recognized performers Paco and Celia Fonta have served as ambassadors of Spanish flamenco song and dance in Miami. Born in a small town in southern Spain, Paco learned flamenco singing and guitar from local traditional musicians. He specialized in cante hondo, one of the most authentic and difficult flamenco styles.
Gitana de que te vale ser artista y pinturera, gitana de que te vale si al igual que la romera.
A native of Chicago, Celia studied flamenco guitar before discovering dance. She went on to pursue flamenco, Spanish classical, and folkloric dance at Madrid's world-famous Amor de Dios dance studio. While in Spain, she met Paco and they began their professional career together, touring the United States with the Boston Flamenco Ballet. In 1986, they settled in Miami, where they continued to work for many well-known dance companies, most notably Ballet Flamenco La Rosa. In 2002, the Fontas formed Siempre Flamenco, dedicated to promoting and preserving this vibrant style of music and dance.
The wonderful thing that I love, and I think most people that do flamenco love, it's a very personal means of expressing yourself.
As artistic directors of Siempre Flamenco, they have produced the Festival of Flamenco Song for the past 10 years, as well as numerous collaborative programs that explore flamenco's traditional roots and promote cross-cultural understanding.
Through music, we find similarities between our cultures. I mean, that is, we're all the same. One of the points also is that, tolerance among different cultures, religions. I mean, we're all coming from the same place, really. And so that's what we're discovering from doing this.
El sol temprano. Tierra de mi alma.
The Lee Boys are one of America's finest African-American sacred steel ensembles. This family group consists of three brothers, Alvin Lee, Derek Lee, and Keith Lee, along with their three nephews, Roosevelt Collier, Alvin Cordy Jr., and Earl Walker. Each member began making music at the ages of 7 and 8 in the House of God church they attended in Perrine, Florida. Born and raised in Miami, each of the Lee Boys grew up in the church where their father and grandfather, Reverend Robert E. Lee, was the pastor and a steel player himself. Sacred steel is a type of music described as an inspired, unique form of gospel music with a hard-driving, blues-based beat. The musical genre is rooted in gospel, but infused with rhythm and blues, jazz, rock, funk, hip-hop, country, and ideas from other nations.
Celebrate. Come on, y'all. We're gonna have a good time. Everybody, let's celebrate. Come on, let me hear say, we come to have a good time. You gotta hear y'all. We come to have a good time. Here we go.
The virtual 68th Annual Florida Folk Festival is brought to you by the Florida Park Service, Stephen Foster Folk Culture Center State Park, and the Stephen Foster Citizens Support Organization. Take a short break and join us again